Meet Cortez, a young up-and-coming streamer who attended Kaizenat Streamer University last year, who's been quickly gaining a large following on both TikTok and Instagram for her cosplaying, live streaming, and cute TikTok dances, like this one of her and her cousin.
Oh no!
Now, throughout Cortez's journey to internet superstardom, she met another up-and-coming content creator who went by Kenny. They would start dating a couple years ago and join forces on their brands, pursuing their dreams of becoming superstar streamers, even creating content together, with Cortez even having the bright creative idea of pretending that her new boyfriend Kenny was her cousin in one of her TikTok videos.
First time trying Arby's with my cousin. Take a bite.
Why was you pretending to be her cousin?
Do you think that was my idea?
Now you might be asking why I keep bringing up all this cousin talk while I document the rise of these two content creators. Well, remember Kenny, you would not believe the bombshell he dropped the other day.
My fucking girlfriend cheated on me with her cousin. See, shit like this ain't even funny, cause I wouldn't have even wished this on my worst enemy. Who the fuck prayed on my downfall this much for some shit like this to happen to me? Now, I'm not gonna drop no names or anything, but y'all know who she was. You know, I posted with her, you know, obviously she's my ex now. I don't even know why I say girlfriend, bro. We made content together. We dated for a couple years, and all of that ended recently, bro. I had to call it quits, bro. As of last week, I had to call it quits, bro. I caught her cheated on me in my house. Keep in mind, I pay all the bills in this motherfucker, bro, and she had the audacity to cheat on me with her blood cousin.
I mean, would it make the situation any better if she was going half on all the bills? Like, I don't even know why he needed to preface the whole my girlfriend cheated on me with her cousin thing by saying, how could she do this because I pay for all her stuff? I mean, I don't know why he's bringing this to the internet in the first place. This should be something that's kept strictly for the therapist's office. And I understand if this was like some impulsive move that he made right when he found out, but this video was made 2 weeks after he caught her red-handed with her parents' nephew, all right? With her grandparents' grandchild. Our boy had 2 weeks to ponder on this and decided it'd be best for the entire internet to find out and to know that he's been paying for all her expenses while she was out fostering a happy home with her cousin.
Now you're probably asking, how is she still roaming the earth? Me personally, I would have put her 6 feet under, but nah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's like a different type of self-control I had in that moment where I was just like, you know what, bro? It's not worth it. I have no enemies on some Thorfinn Vinland Saga type shit. But to be honest, I think this was just my canon event. You know, it was bound to happen. Everyone tried to warn me about these light skins, but I tried to take on the challenge. Now look at me, my nigga. You're probably wondering, how did I catch her cheating? What exactly happened? Well, this is what the fuck I did. So it was like last week or maybe like last week and a half, bro. I was like literally in the crib. She was taking a shower or whatever, bro. Really quick though, here's some filler information, bro. So lately, bro, I've been noticing she's always on FaceTime with this nigga, bro. And it's her cousin, bro. She's always on FaceTime with her cousin. But it's like, what normal person would think that's weird? Like that's her cousin. Like I thought it was on some normal ass shit. Like, you know, like I guess I didn't realize that they were sleeping on the phone together. That every time I would come near her, she would go on mute or whatever. But that's not the point.
Now, we have a lot of important questions to answer in this video. Like, is this weird, right? Is it weird to be FaceTiming your cousin of the opposite gender on a platonic vibe every single night before you go to bed? I don't know how old these streamers are. I'm assuming, you know, 20 to 25, somewhere around that age bracket. I do think he's completely normal in not seeing a red flag in the fact that his girlfriend was FaceTiming her male cousin every night before she went to bed. But at the same time, I might start having some very innocent questions if this was me. Like, what do you guys bond over, right? What are your shared interests? Like, what could you possibly have to speak about every single night? Like, how does the conversation keep going on for so long? But I agree, ultimately, there's no, you know, real red flags just yet.
She was in the shower and I heard her talking on FaceTime. So that was like a red flag. So I walked near that restroom. Like, this is my restroom. Then there's like another room and another restroom over there. I walked near that restroom. The doors are locked, which was also suspicious because why are you locking the doors? But I heard her say the word gains, as in like gym gains. And I heard yams come out her mouth. And once I heard that, I'm like, who are you on FaceTime with? And why are you talking about yams? So basically, I have like a little cat litter box, but it's like a AI advanced $900 litter box that has a camera for some reason, and it's in her restroom. So I was able to connect to that shit, and I basically seen her at the mirror of her restroom with her phone plopped up. You know, the FaceTime shit was on, her camera was on, and she was on FaceTime just showing straight yams to that nigga. Like I'm talking about 360s in the camera, grabbing yams, just everything, bro. Just butt ass nigga, bro. And at that moment, bro, my heart sunk, bro. I was like, damn, it's GG's. She just cheated on me.
Now that is some Black Mirror-ish right there, all right? Two up-and-coming live streamers, like, they're not college students, they're two kids that have made it out of their parents' crib by going live on the internet every single day. And they get caught in this massive viral cheating scandal through the freaking Ring camera on the cat's litter box. Like, what in the R2-D2 CIA-level spying equipment is this? Imagine this woman tells her grandparents that, you know, in the grand year of 2026, it was a cat litter box, none other than a cat freaking litter box, that exposed their granddaughter for having an affair with their other grandchild.
But that's not how it ended, though. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Because I didn't want to make it seem like I knew and I caught her and she was gonna try to play victim. So I walked up to her room. I knocked on the door. I was like, let me see your phone real quick. I grabbed her phone and I noticed her like grabbing that shit, like, but like not really grabbing it in like a way where like she made it obvious she was hiding something. So I just grabbed it and sped walked to my room, and then I locked my door. And that's when she started banging on my door saying, Kenneth, open the door, give me my phone.
Now I'm going to try to be fair in this situation and shoot them both bail on different angles. No, I will not defend having an affair with your cousin, not in any universe, but I do think the question of privacy can come into play to a certain extent. Like, I don't know about you guys, have you ever been in a toxic enough relationship where you got to steal someone's phone, run away, lock the door, and record like everything you find on that phone? Like, of course, he had more than enough reason to be suspicious, but in this case, what do? Do you just tell her that you know that she's cheating on you? Or do you try stealing her phone, gathering all the evidence against her that you could against her consent, and then put yourself in, you know, these legal conundrums by exposing it all on the internet? As deranged as this situation is on her end, I don't think it's an excuse for him to go putting all her private information on the internet. That's just my opinion, but the evidence here is absolutely insane.
Kenneth! Okay, I have clothes on. Can you open the door, please? Hello? Kenneth! Hello? Kenneth! Please! Please, open the door. Let's talk.
You're actually like a psychopath, gang.
Can we talk, please?
Like you really are fucked up in the
Can we
head.
talk, please?
Nah, gang, we're good. I'm
Just
good.
open the door.
I'm good off of you, bro. Get on my house.
Open the door.
Get on my house, bro.
Can I talk to you, please? Kenneth, please, open the door. Let's talk first. If this is it, let me just talk to you.
No, this is it, gang.
Okay, that's fine. Let me talk to you, though. Can we have a conversation?
So you hear her banging on the door as he's filming her entire conversation with her first cousin. Don't forget that. And I mean, yeah, I'm no lawyer, but does this not open the door for some sort of lawsuit on his end if he's airing out all these private conversations? Alleged conversations, I should say. The whole situation is sickening, but I don't know, the fact that you got the internet involved now? Well, the internet's involved, okay? And let's take a look at some of these alleged screenshots, because the conversation being had, allegedly, is very disturbing to say the least. So she allegedly tells her cousin, I feel way more endearment towards you, and I also feel way more disconnect from Kenneth. Again, Kenneth is the boyfriend in all this, exposing this whole thing. She goes on to tell her cousin, allegedly, I feel like I can visualize you as a quote-unquote boyfriend figure. The cousin stuff be effing me up in a different way too, like I be worrying that this is a fruitless love, you know what I mean? I just don't want to get heartbroken. Now the cousin also tells her, no matter what happens, we can't have any hidden resentment or bad feelings that could F up our bond. Like if we go through a quote unquote breakup or something, obviously it might not feel good, but no matter what, we can't have hidden resentment afterwards or once, you know, one of us gets in the next relationship or anything. If we feel something, we gotta say it and talk about it. I'm talking about on both sides, you feel me? And I mean, yeah, like if this ends in a breakup, what do you do at holiday dinners, right? There can't be any resentment here, not for the sake of, you know, this woman's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, but for the sake of your parents, who are siblings. Like, how you gonna go to Thanksgiving dinner after talking to each other every single night on FaceTime? The whole family probably knows that you guys are super close. They probably think it's a platonic thing, but now all of a sudden you guys aren't talking anymore. And I mean, this is some really dark stuff, you guys. We're going to get into, the more serious aspect of it later in this video, but look at this, right? Like, she has him saved in her phone as favorite cousin, and she sends him things like this. I'd be thinking about this isn't going to go nowhere, not because either of us don't want it to, but because it can't, and that's effing me up, like on some I really just wish that we weren't cousins. She then goes on to say, I'm just worried about us getting this intertwined, like if we had to end it, I would be heartbroken and have to go through those emotions again, or that I'll feel away when you eventually get with someone else. Again, like how do you go to the Thanksgiving dinner and your cousin pulls up with his new girlfriend and you're jealous of the girlfriend? This is some serious stuff right here, you guys.
Bro, I was digging through her phone, nigga. I went through hidden. If y'all don't know about hidden, bro, check your girl's hidden. Fucking iMessage has like recently deleted text messages. Check that. I went through everything, bro, and I seen tons of explicit photos from her and him. And then I went through the text messages, and there was a bunch of weird shit going on, bro. Like, she was talking about that nigga being boyfriend material. She was saying she feels a disconnect from Kenneth. I wanted to crash out at that moment, but obviously I couldn't because I would go to jail, and I'm a good civilian. I'm not gonna crash out over a girl, but it was sick to see, to be honest, bro. Like, I genuinely was throwing up. I'm not gonna lie, you could ask all my homeboys. I was calling them. I was in my restroom throwing up just nonstop, bro. Everything I ate prior to that was sick, bro. Like, I genuinely felt like 2 years went down the drain. But like, to your cousin though?
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think posting any of this stuff is necessary. Taking this to the internet is the last thing you should do, but I could only imagine how genuinely ill this man must have also been. Like, getting cheated on would be sickening. Getting backdoored by the cousin? The man whose parents are siblings to your ex-girlfriend's parents? Like, his father is her uncle, bro. Like, how, Sway? This must have been a very deep childhood trauma-induced thing that ultimately led her to, sleeping with her cousin, let alone having a whole secret relationship with him. Obviously, some untapped psychological childhood trauma, right? And it only gets worse.
There's a bunch of like scenarios where like my homeboys thought she was doing something with somebody else or whatever, but her cousin, like, I think that's how she got away with it for so long, because it's like, you don't expect your girl to be doing something with her cousin, my nigga. Like, I thought that was some Alabama like movie type shit. I didn't know that really happens in real life. So yeah, once I found that shit out, bro, I ain't gonna lie, nigga, I got my phone, I took pictures of everything. I wish I scrolled some more, but I like, once I seen it, I was just ready to kick her out, bro. I took pictures of all the pictures she took for him, all the pictures he sent her, the text messages, everything, bro. It's all on my phone just in case she wants to fucking deny or lie to me. It was all on my phone. I gave her phone back. I told her she had to go.
Yeah, if I could offer some, much needed advice to my guy right here, again, I'm no lawyer, but I would delete all of this evidence ASAP, because you got this without her consent. This is a very easy lawsuit, in my opinion, for her. And you'll see later in this video, she also says some stuff that could get her roped into some legal trouble. But that's the only word I can use to describe the situation, is trouble. Troubling on all measures.
I study
trouble
for a living.
And I'm not going to replay it for you guys, but if you rewind that clip as he shows the evidence, you'll see that she's got this like shared notes app, which is basically like in the notes app on your iPhone, you can collaborate with another iPhone user, and you guys can both put like text on this shared note document thing. And he showed this bucket list that's apparently, allegedly, a shared notes thing between her and her cousin, where they cross off all the different things that they wanted to do together. And it includes eating off body, quickie in public, handcuffing his peanut butter on her face, her cousin's peanut butter that shares the same DNA as her. Really scary stuff here.
So sorry, Kendrick.
I don't care. You can't. There's nothing you can say to me right now. You did what you did. You got to face that. You got to go.
This is something that I only did recently. Just know that in all of my relationships, I've always loved you a lot. And I cared for you a lot. You know that? I'm sorry, babe.
I don't care.
We've always had a close relationship since we was young. On some mentally fucked up shit. I think like we had some psychological shit going on when we were young, because like when we was little chicks, like before even puberty, like we were like really close to where like some of our family members would notice it. And I was really having my doubts. And with you've always been different than how I wanted you to be. Like,
So you f*** your cousin.
so what's that opportunity?
So you fuck your cousin.
To me.
So you fuck your cousin. You need help, bro.
So yeah, she says it here, right? Like this was the result of a childhood trauma thing, for sure. Her being this attached to her cousin, I mean, I don't think that could be the result of them just being very close at a young age. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, not a lawyer, not a doctor, just a very puzzled content creator over here trying to cover this entire thing as objectively as possible and trying to be as objective as possible without, again, being a psychologist. I gotta ask you guys the question. She's breaking down now, right? He's recording her having this breakdown. Is she breaking down because she's ashamed of the alleged relationship she was having potentially with her cousin, or is she ashamed that she got caught? The real question is, what would have happened if she never did get caught? How do you end up, breaking up with your cousin?
All my young bulls out there, bro. Learning experience, you can't trust these girls no more. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You can't trust boy best friends. You can't trust cousins. You can't trust brothers. If this was a step brother, like that would have been a tiny bit better because cousins, they got your blood. Like that's like your dad's brother's son. So like for you to do that with that nigga, bro, like that's genuinely diabolical, bro. Like I can't go back, bro. Obviously, in the past, we broke up a couple times for bullshit, but this was just the fucking, like, cherry on top, bro. Like, I can't, bro. Like, I think it's gonna take me a long time to fucking recover from this, bro. I literally have not been in my groove. I haven't been posting. I haven't been, all my friends could tell you that I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm depressed, but like, that shit genuinely, like, it did something to my brain, bro. Like, if for all y'all boys that been cheated on before, or all you ladies that's been cheated on, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, you just feel stuck in time. You don't really want closure, but like, you do kind of want to know why that person did that, why. Like the feeling of betrayal is just so sickening. But honestly, bro, it's whatever to me. Like all I can do now is just stack my bread, get in the gym, and just do better, bro.
Now, he makes a good point in terms of, all he can do is try to better himself, get into the gym, try to make his money, whatever. But I got to ask the question again. Does bringing all this to the internet help him in the slightest degree? Like, yeah, maybe you got clout off it, right? Maybe people actually believe you when you made the outrageous claim that your ex-girlfriend was cheating on you with her cousin. Maybe they believe you and you're now the hero in this situation. But not only did you put yourself in a compromised legal position, but your legacy in this streaming game will now always be tied to the fact that you got cheated on by your ex's cousin. It's something with this generation, man. Like, I don't see how taking this to the internet makes it better for any of the parties involved here. The cousin, the ex, the man himself.
It's really hard to like stop yourself from bed rotting and stop yourself from just letting money slip through your hands, bro. I have all the ways to make money right now, but I'm just too demotivated because this shit's in the back of my head. I know it's gonna get better, bro, but like, damn, bro. Getting cheated on is possibly one of the worst things ever. Cause it's like you thought you knew this person for so long, like you plan a future with them. I took her to see the finale of The Boys in a 4DX theater, bro. The chairs were moving. I took her there, right? As I was there, she was testing her cousin saying we need to go to a 4DX theater. And that's just sick, bro. Like, I'm thinking this is a nice gesture, me and you, and you're testing your fucking blood cousin, telling him that y'all need to experience that too.
Now, you guys, this could be the saddest part of this entire story because you're doing all this romantic-ish, thinking that, you'll be together with this woman forever, all these thoughtful date ideas, and she's out here stealing these date ideas to replicate them with her mother's nephew.
I don't know if it's a light-skinned thing or a fucking Miami girl thing, but bro, you not gonna see me touching any girls from Miami anytime soon. Manipulative as fuck, evil as fuck, and they catch you and lure you in by their fucking looks. Don't fall for it, my young bulls. Don't fall for that shit no more. 2 years wasted down the drain, bro. Bro, like the crazy part is, like, in a relationship as a guy, you spend so much money on a person, bro. Like, I genuinely spent like 50 bands plus, like upwards to 100K probably. Huh? 100K is a stretch, but like definitely 50 bands plus, bro. Because we was long distance for a little bit, so I was obviously flying her, buying gifts and all that. Food, of course, Ubers. But like all that's just down the drain and just wasting money, bro. And it's like, I wish you could just ask for a refund or just invoice the bitch. But you can't, bro. That's not realistic, bro. I just gotta move forward. But that's what's been, happening to me. That's my life. Been really, really weird, depressing. But honestly, we gonna overcome this. We gonna move forward. We gonna keep on grinding, bro. Hey, young bulls out there, bro. Do not trust your girl if she has a cousin. Like, genuinely, she has to have no one in her life. For you to, like, actually be comfortable, she can't have a stepbrother. She can't have a cousin. She can't have any siblings. She can't have a boy best friend. She can't have a gay best friend. Honestly, bro, she can't even have female friends. She literally has to be a nobody for you to be successful with her, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I thought I was safe. I thought this girl was not gonna do me like that. But the worst of worst happened.
And this is where I gotta pocket watch a bit. Like, damn, he's getting all that money? Like, is streaming that good? That lucrative that you had just 50K, 100K sitting around that you could spend on this girl in the span of 2 years? I know inflation is crazy, flights are expensive, but I mean, this guy at the time that I'm recording this video has like 40,000 subs on YouTube. Probably a lot more by the time I actually upload this video because he's getting tons of clout off this story. But if he's a full-time content creator, I've never heard of someone making those sorts of dollars where 100K is like chump change to you, that you could just spend it on this girl frivolously.
Cap.
But nevertheless, really unfortunate situation for this man, and very sad for the woman as well, that she has, you know, all this trauma built up to the point where she ended up in her cousin's lap, right? Like, what had to go wrong throughout your childhood for you to end up in your cousin's lap? I can't answer that. But the situation gets worse because she's responded to all this controversy with some allegations of her own. And the boyfriend reacted to her video reacting to this entire situation. So now we will react to the boyfriend reacting to her reacting to this entire situation. It's a little reaction inception over here, okay?
Alright, so the demon has dropped the video, My Truth. For whatever fucking reason, it has 2.8 thousand likes. Y'all niggas are sick in the head. Y'all niggas really let yourself get manipulated by this demon, bro. By this fucking demon. Let's get into it.
Hello everyone, I am here to say my truth and share my story on the things that have been released on the internet and the things that have happened to me. First and foremost, I want to start off by taking full accountability for what I did. I want to start off by apologizing to the person that I hurt the most in this situation, which was my ex. I want to say sorry to my supporters that I disappointed. I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of, and I have to own up to them. To my ex, I'm so sorry for hurting you, and I'm sorry that I did not take your feelings into consideration when I did what I did. But our relationship was not picture perfect.
Alright, I'm sorry for You know what? I'm sorry for cheating on you with my cousin, but our relationship wasn't perfect, so that's the reason why I did so. I'm sorry for sending my cousin pictures of my ass, titties, and fucking cooch on your living room couch and in your restroom and on my bed, but you know what? Because our relationship wasn't okay, that excuses it. I'm sorry that you had to find my cousin's cock in my camera roll, but you know what? It's okay, because our relationship wasn't okay in the first place. And that right there is the work of the reputation saver that you was emailing and your fucking YouTube manager told me about, bruh. He told me that the moment I exposed you, that you was emailing people trying to figure out ways how to come back from this shit, bruh. You was emailing people discussing ways on how to just push the whole cousin freakery aside and just bring something new to light. And it's like, bro, you really gonna try to ruin me because you got caught cheating on your cousin. I'm innocent.
So first question I have is, what accent does she have? I couldn't put my finger on it for the life of me. Second of all the cousin stuff aside, if you're an aspiring streamer and someone drops a bombshell onto the internet about you to the proportions of, I don't know, you've been in a secret relationship with your cousin behind your boyfriend's back, like, what exactly are you supposed to do? I think, in my opinion, you gotta get a crisis management team, right? Like, if this woman wanted any chance of her career not going down the toilet as a streamer, there's no way in any universe that you handle this reputational nightmare all by yourself, right? You gotta hire someone who, you know, is known to get down and dirty. Even though, regardless, I personally think her career is over, right? Unless she goes into some sort of OF type job, because there's plenty of creeps on the internet that'll pay for that. But yeah, she went the route of, you know, trying to salvage whatever was left here. And in the process, she's trying to take her ex-boyfriend down with her.
But you know what? I'm gonna watch the video and hear what you gotta say.
As it may seem, I lost myself in our relationship, and I was in a very dark place at the time when I did what I did. I have to own up to what I did. I have to take accountability for my actions. And in doing that, I've come to realize that I need help for myself and for all my loved ones around.
Okay, alright, yeah, we get that.
Help in order to correct my mistakes, reflect on what I've done, and become a better person. But I would still like to come on here to share my story because regardless, I've done wrong and I did not have to go down that route, and I deeply regret it. But there's more to my story, and there's a lot of lies and misinformation being spread about me in order to farm more hate and negativity towards my name, and I would like to clear up a lot of things. First, I want to address the note that was released online. I did not have any involvement in creating it or writing.
It was a shared note! Bro, on Apple phones, you share a note to somebody, you collaborate on a note. Both people, you have to literally like, damn near like accept that shit. Am I tripping? It's a shared note. I went through your notes app and that shit was there. You have a bucket list with your cousin, bro. Like, come on, bro. Some of the stuff that's on there doesn't even make sense if he wrote it from his point of view. The internet is not that stupid.
The bucket list is absolutely crazy. One of the most demented things I've seen on the internet, I think, since the whole David situation. That was obviously on another level, but this is quite insane as well. And obviously, again, tons of unaddressed trauma that she's definitely got to deal with if this whole thing is true. Because for your bucket list to say that you want your cousin's peanut butter on your face, the same peanut butter that shares DNA with you and your parents? Come on, you guys, on the bucket list?
In any way. It was only shared to me. And I also want to make this very clear. I did not have any sexual intercourse with anybody outside of my relationship. There was a rumor going around that I was cheating my entire relationship, and I've been doing this for months, which is completely false.
First of all, there's clips on the internet of you literally admitting, confessing your love for your cousin.
But back when I was like, I don't even know the age, to be honest. I was young. I was just hitting puberty. Me and my cousin,
L story, yep, get
we
to the
kind of
point.
had a thing. We kind of had a thing going. But like, it was kind of one-sided though. It was more so me. But like, I remember like, I had a big crush on this nigga because we were best friends. And at the time, being best friends with a guy when I'm just hitting puberty and like my hormones are a little bit like peaking, you know what I'm saying? I kind of associated him with that.
Literally, like, I'm talking about, I don't know how old this clip was last year, 2 years ago, but we've been dating for 2 years and some change. And you're on stream talking about how you have feelings for your cousins. You found him attractive when I was younger. You don't know if it was your hormones taking over. But now the fact that you cheated on me with your cousin, this means that every single time you told me that you left to go hang out with your family, that you left to Kentucky to go stream at this fucking, the biggest world fucking roller coaster in the world, you was with your cousin. Because, I mean, I have proof of that too. Like, you was in the hotel room with your cousin. You kept on telling me you was going on these trips. You went to Puerto Rico with your cousin. You went everywhere with your cousin. And it's like, bruh, like...
Hey man, for the sake of this video, I'm going to say it's all alleged, right? She's claiming that she did not have any sort of, relationship with her cousin. But the proof this man is presenting is not stacking up in her favor. Again, I gotta ask you guys, was this all worth it? If you and your ex-girlfriend are up-and-coming streamers and you discover that your ex-girlfriend was cheating on you with her cousin, are you bringing it to the internet? Let alone her career, does that help your career?
False, because this is only a recent incident that had occurred. I'm not trying to make anything I've done sound any better, but I think it's important that I share my truth because of the insane amount of lies that are being spread about me on the internet. Firstly, I want to clear up that I wasn't disowned by anybody, and I still have a great relationship with my mother. This was a fallacious rumor that was started by someone that I thought was a friend, and it's completely untrue. My family does not agree with the choices that I made, but they're standing beside me as I continue to get help and work to better myself.
First of all, even though I'm in the right 100% for leaving you and talking about how I feel because you cheated on me with your cousin, your parents were literally calling me and threatening me to delete that video because I don't know, they were threatening me with so much stuff that was just so uncalled for. And I don't know, it just seems like they're more biased to you than what's actually going on. Like, I think the fact that you're making this video right now, and I don't know, man.
This is why I'll warn this guy again, like, if her parents are trying to threaten you to take this video down, you better watch out for a lawsuit coming on your hands. Again, not a lawyer, but it doesn't seem kosher posting all this stuff online against her consent. And what do you do if you're the parents of this situation, right? Like, this is your nephew who your daughter was allegedly having an affair with. Do you defend her at all costs, or do you tell her to deal with this mess on her own? That's got to be one of the toughest decisions a parent has to make, right? Like, do we help our daughter out of this scandal related to her having a relationship with her cousin, our nephew? I don't have the answer.
I also want to make it clear that any cousin or stepbrother or any content like that we made together was his idea, and he convinced me to do it.
Yo, like I said, bro, she did not want the internet to know that she had a boyfriend because it would make her lose followers. She kept on telling me that, and I wish I had screenshots from when, bro. I don't know what's going on my iCloud. I'm trying to get messages from like early 2024 to 23, but I can't, bro. But I promise y'all, she would not want to post me. You could go on her page. She never had videos of me. It was always me, bro. I literally kept on telling her, why don't you post me? Why don't you post me? And she confessed this one time saying, my followers are majority males. They would unfollow me. I would lose all my followers, etc., etc., etc. She's sick in the head, bro.
So you see here, like, the clips I showed you guys earlier in this video where they were making TikToks pretending to be each other's cousin, but then, like, making out with each other and stuff. She claims that that was all his idea. He's claiming, no, that was her idea, and she barely ever wanted to post me because majority of her audience was male, but when she did post me, it was under this, like, weird deranged skit where we were pretending to be cousins. I gotta ask you guys also, imagine, like, this entire thing was just contrived by both of them with the objective of boosting each other's respective popularity.
Spicy.
Internet culture is a very weird thing in 2026, all right? I don't know if you guys know the lore behind Piper Roquel and, like, her mother's involvement in her career since a child, and how she now, when she turned 18, on her birthday was dropping the spicy link, and then does these, like, fake podcasts with old men who pretend to be, like, her top spenders on her link. I bring this up to say, like, we've gone far beyond the days of, like, promiscuous, you know, billboards and advertisements under the pretense of sex sells. Like, sex sells on a whole other level in 2026, a really deranged one. So if her audience is really majority male, I have no doubt there's, like, a really deranged section of the internet that will buy into this really creepy story, right? And it's a sad thing what we've come to as a society.
Next thing I want to address is a very serious topic. It is my belief that suicide in any form should be taken serious and never lightly. While I understand the streaming business and the need to say crazy things in order to get clips and impressions, the thought that somebody's personal struggle with suicide can be used by anybody for jokes and views is disgusting and cruel. While I've been off the net, it was brought to my attention that the streamer Snowcone made up a false rumor that I admitted myself into a suicide facility in order to get attention from my ex. I was involuntarily admitted into a suicide facility.
All right, so first of all, wow, this was like 5 days before I posted my video, and basically what happened was she kept on blowing up my phone, spamming my phone, no caller ID, text messages, calling my friends, and kept on saying, can I get back with you? Can we please work this out? I'm going insane. I'm going to, you know, manipulation words to get me to fucking give her attention, because I was trying my hardest to just move forward in life. I caught her cheating. I'm trying to move forward, but she's blowing up my phone, trying to just get my attention, saying she's gonna do this. Even when she was going to the hospital, she was like, I'm leaving. And then she was calling me in the hospital, bruh. And I talked to her parents. Her parents said that she only had like 3 calls or whatever. She kept on spamming me on the hospital phone, bruh. Like, bro.
I was considered a threat to myself. It was a terrible experience and one I would never wish on myself.
And then the moment she got out, she literally posted it on the internet. That's a personal thing that nobody had to know. But because you want to go ahead and post it on the internet, you want to gain sympathy. Before, it's like you almost knew that I was going to expose you for cheating on me with your cousin. Because why are you going to the internet about you being in a facility? If you're really trying to, like, fix your head and get yourself right, why are you trying to sympathy farm online by posting yourself in the facility talking about, for the past couple of days, I just came out because I tried to do this and that. Like, bro, that's sympathy farming. That's not something that needs to be on the internet. And I don't know what else to say, bro.
If you guys were confused there, essentially, like, before he actually exposed this entire thing, she had been allegedly sent to a mental health facility, according to her, because people thought she was, you know, threatening to unalive herself, basically. And he's kind of throwing that in her face to say, like, the moment she got out, she was posting about it on the internet to try and gain sympathy points because she knew that he would go and expose this whole cousin situation on the internet. And maybe this is me throwing her too many sympathy points, but I do have to ask again, like, if you knew that she had these mental health issues, obviously, again, like I've said a million times already, she has tons of unaddressed trauma from her childhood to even lead her to having a secret relationship with her cousin. If he knew all this, why did it take him 2 weeks to expose this entire situation on the internet? I understand he's the victim in this case, right? He got cheated on, that really sucks, and it was in this really dark situation. But you guys let me know in the comments, am I unreasonable to think that it was unreasonable of him to post this 2 weeks later after he had the time to sit back and watch her, you know, have this mental breakdown, go in a facility? Only then does he decide to post all this and unravel this situation on the internet for the whole world to see?
Or anybody else. I want to say to Snowcone that while I understand I'm not perfect and I've done wrong, regardless of the mistakes that a person makes, that doesn't give you or anybody else the right to belittle, lie, and create false allegations about somebody's mental health. Throughout all of this, you've lied and made up rumors about me in order to hate farm me and get attention. Even though you don't care, I want to let you know that the rumors you created have garnered me more death threats and have made my mental battle that much harder. And that hurts from someone I considered a close friend. Me and my ex were involved in a toxic and abusive relationship.
Toxic and abusive. Toxic and abusive. This is what they always do. You see how the shift went from, I'm sorry for sending my cousin news. I'm sorry that you had to walk in on me showing my bare ass and my bare ass to my cousin on FaceTime, to me and my ex had a very toxic relationship and it was very abusive. But you know what? Let's see what I did. Let's see how abusive I was, right?
I will say it definitely seems, a little strange that she's all of a sudden talking about, this being an abusive relationship only after the fact, once he revealed all of this stuff online. I don't know anything about these people, so I don't want to belittle her claims against him if she was really abused. But the timing is most definitely weird, right? And also, she did make the claim in her own response video that she did not, have relations with her cousins. So if that's really the case, wouldn't you spend most of the time in your video trying to disprove that narrative rather than trying to throw it back in this guy's face, being like, all of a sudden, he abused me and I was trying to escape this relationship? You're only saying that now once you're in this little, conundrum. Again, I don't want to say that she's, lying about these abuse accusations, but why bring this up now? The timing is a little peculiar, right?
When I was in love with him, I was blind to the harmful behavior and abuse that was going on. Our relationship was built on unhealthy emotional attachment, and I stayed because it was all that I knew. He was my first boyfriend. He was my first everything.
You stayed because that's all you... Bro, there were so many times where I tried to get away from you. But literally, at TwitchCon, bro, I was in LA with my boys, bro, and you was literally calling me, telling me that you was finna, and then I don't know, I get soft around that. I get soft with that shit because I don't want to be responsible. I care about you. I don't want to see you do that to yourself. But when you're calling me, spamming me, saying you're gonna do that, bro, keep in mind, TwitchCon was in San Diego. I was in LA. She started saying she was gonna do that stuff, saying how sad she was. This was when we broke up or whatever, back in TwitchCon last year. And then I drove all the way from LA to San Diego because she kept on threatening to do that to herself. And then, bro, it's just a mess, bro. I have tried to leave several times. Yes, this was a toxic relationship, but stop trying to put the blame on me. You did what you did, and now you're trying to change the narrative to make it seem like I was a toxic, abusive boyfriend. How can you do that right now, bro?
And I met him when I was 18, just graduated high school, and he was 21. There's two sides to every story.
I met him when I was 18, just graduated high school, and he was 21. First of all, you was a freshman in college, and I just turned 21, and I was literally a junior in college, okay? Now, I don't even know why that, you try to make it seem like I was, no, I did not mess with you before you were 18. I messed with you after. Once you were in college, bro, what's going on right now? You're trying so hard to make me look weird and to shift the focus, but bro, stop it, bro. It's not gonna work, bro.
This is how it gets tricky when you bring a crisis management team into this situation, right? He put something on her jacket that is so disgusting and undeniably career-shattering. She goes to some sort of agency to try and help her clean up her brand. And of course, these sleazeballs are thinking, instead of trying to deny all these claims and clear up your own reputation, let's just throw the dirt back on him, fight fire with fire. And this is where bringing your mess onto the internet gets sad, right? Because if this woman had so little respect for you that she would allegedly be cheating on you with her cousin while she's living with you for 2 years, it's no doubt that when it came time for you to expose it all, that she would put absolute zero respect on your name and try to completely drag you down with her by any means necessary.
Story, and our relationship was unhealthy on both ends, and since he's decided to bring my wrongdoings onto the internet, I believe it is only fair that I bring attention to the things that he has done to me, because my ex was never a saint like he paints himself out to be. We had a lot of arguments throughout our relationship, which was normal, but what wasn't normal was the verbal, mental, and physical abuse that he subjected me to.
Hey, by the way, y'all notice how she's reading a script, right? Can y'all, I wish I could just zoom in on her eyes, these soulless, evil eyes, and just see the fucking script on her PC screen, bro. This is sickening, bro. These niggas really emailed her talking about, we gonna save you. All you gotta do is sign your soul away. Her soul is gone, bro. She's reading off a script they orchestrated a whole story to bring me down. It's sick.
He put me through a lot in the past 2.5 years of us being together. He even forced himself on me at one point.
Yo, hold on.
My ex dealt with a lot of anger issues, and he would often use me as...
Okay, no. First of all, I've never forced myself on her. I've never put my hands on her. I've never done any of the sort, my nigga. First of all, this girl was literally, I don't know what's the word, over sexual or overly freaky. But bro, she literally would force me to drink. I've never drank or smoked in my life until I met this girl. I remember there was a time, she even forced me to get my matching tattoo. There was a time, I think it was at the tattoo shop or whatever. I was on a double date. It was me, her, and two girls. They were gay or whatever. And bro, she was getting on me because I told her I did not want to smoke and drink, bro. She was literally in the hallway crashing out on me because I did not want to smoke and drink. This girl was a bad influence, always trying to force me to smoke and drink every fucking time she seen me, bruh. Cause she didn't know how to do anything, process or have fun without that shit, bruh. Like, I just don't fuck with that shit. I don't fuck with smoking or drinking, but you know, I just thought, you know, she's my ex or whatever. At the time, she was my girl, whatever. I was like, you know what, bruh, fuck it, bruh. She wants to do it, then fuck it, bruh. I'm gonna do it with her. But I never did that shit just to do it, bruh. I don't fuck with that shit.
An outlet. For example, he would punch things, he would rip wires in the heat of conflicts. He would yell at me when I cried.
I would punch things, my nigga. I've never punched shit. What are you talking about, bruh? And yes, I ain't gonna lie, early back in the day, I did have like slight anger issues or whatever, but I would never touch her. I would never put my hands on her. But yes, this is already on the internet. Like, every single time we break up, she goes to the internet and talked about this shit. Like, she's talked about this already. So why is she bringing this up again to make me look bad? Like, we're not forgetting the fucking bucket list, bro. We're not forgetting how you fucking cheated on me with your cousin. But whatever.
Gaslit me until I believed I was the problem. There were 2 or 3 times where my ex would approach me unprovoked and put me in a chokehold against the wall. And
put you in a chokehold? Like, you're making me seem like I'm the fucking, like I'm a fucking devil. Put you in a chokehold. Does that, yo, like, anybody that knows me in real life, does that even sound like something I would do? You're telling me I would walk up to you and just fucking put you in a chokehold? What type of shit is that, bro? Like, nigga, I've never heard you say that shit ever. Like, where's the proof, bro? Like, how are you saying this with a straight face? This gotta be a script.
Scared, and he wouldn't. The next thing I'm about to say are serious allegations that I know men often get falsely accused of.
Falsely accused. So, you're about to falsely accuse me like every other girl does to niggas, bro.
Now, YouTube will probably nuke me for playing the rest of this, so first let's unpack what we have here, right? She is going down a rabbit hole of very disturbing allegations against him, and he's pointing out how it seems like she's reading all of it off a script that some crisis management team had emailed her, right? And solely analyzing the job of the crisis management team, they may have actually successfully done their job, right? He spends a large chunk of this video unfortunately having to address allegations placed on him instead of going into more detail about her, betraying him after years and allegedly cracking her cousin. That is the unfortunate reality of the internet, right? It's a very dangerous game. Like, yeah, this may have brought a whole new set of eyeballs onto this guy's platform, but again, he will forever be remembered as the guy who got cheated on by his ex-girlfriend's cousin. And now with her trying to defend herself, he's got a bunch of other allegations that he's got to fight off. But it's dangerous on another level because not only can her family maybe come after him legally for exposing all the cousin drama, but he can also come after her for all the abuse allegations that she's now trying to place on his jacket. So who wins in this situation besides, Twitch and YouTube collecting all these advertising dollars?
I never wanted to hurt anybody, and I understand how badly I messed up. The only thing I can do from now is take the time to better myself and to heal.
Yeah, so after all that, so yeah, basically I cheated on Kenneth with my cousin. But you know what? He did all of this in the past and some things that I just found out because the crisis reputation saver people told me to lie about. But, after all that, I'm sorry again for cheating with my cousin.
And final thing I would like to discuss is my mental health. Throughout everything that has happened, I have come to terms with the fact that I suffer with depression.
Depression. Depression. What type of depression makes you send news to your cousin? What type of depression makes you lie to me that you're going to stream in Kentucky just to hang out with your cousin? What type of depression does that, bruh? That's not depression. Why do girls always play the I'm depressed? I'm depressed, so I went ahead and spread my legs and took pictures down to send to my cousin because I'm depressed. In my house, by the way, in the other room, by the way, door is locked. I always wondered why the doors were locked, but it makes sense now. It makes so much sense now.
Everything that has happened, I have come to terms. I chose to stay in this relationship, and I made my mistakes. I regret everything I did, and I wish I could take it all back. I never wanted to hurt anybody, and I understand how badly I messed
Not a single tear in those eyes, by the way. And she's reading a script.
up. The only thing I can do from now is take the time to better myself and to heal. The next and final thing I would like to discuss is my mental health. Throughout everything that has happened, I have come to terms with the fact that I suffer with depression. It's a battle that I've been unknowingly fighting for understanding myself. they need when they need it, and it can often lead to self-destruction multiple times. And the only reason I'm here right now is because I felt helpless, and every day I would struggle with finding a reason to continue to live. I often felt like the world would be a better place without me. This history that I was admitted to, fair and inhumane treatment that these people receive.
Like, you really trying to sympathy farm, bro? I'm the victim. God, bro, like, nigga, I'm the victim. Even in the height of the situation, I had a calm voice catching you cheat on me. I didn't put hands on you catching you cheat on me. I didn't do nothing. I told you to leave my house, and that's what you did. Like, I'm not the bad guy, and you're not gonna sit here and put all these false allegations on me and make me seem like I'm the bad guy, bro. Like, it's sick.
This is what I mean by the internet is a sick place. Like, yeah, this poor guy who, you know, thought he had a bright future with his girlfriend got cheated on by his girlfriend's cousin, right? Like, this is a really crappy situation for this guy. But there was no reason to bring this to the internet, because not only did you bring it to the internet 2 weeks later, but you should have had the hindsight to know that if she was playing dirty enough to the point where she would cheat on you in your own house with her own cousin, what makes you think she's not going to be twisted enough to try and salvage any remains of her career by going to a crisis management team and spinning this all in your face by throwing all these brand new allegations onto you, trying to paint you as the bad guy to the point where you now addressed her response in a 30-minute response of your own, and you spend the majority of the time trying to clear your own name instead of diving deeper into the fact that she was allegedly cheating on you with her cousin. What I can hope for these two individuals is that they both find healthy relationships with non-family members in the future, get some counseling on their own, not together and not involving the internet. And like this guy said earlier in the video, you know, just focus on being in the gym, getting his money up, focusing on his mental health. That's what both of them seem to desperately need to be doing at this point.
I will be taking this girl to court because this, like, you're not finna like that's defamation of character right there. That is sick. I didn't lie. I didn't say a single lie about what you did. I provided millions of evidence. I caught you. So why are you trying to make me look bad? You're the fucking cheater. You cheated on me with your cousin. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I first seen this video drop, bro, my heart fucking dropped, bro. It took me so long to be able to record this, but bro, I'm not gonna sit here and let her try to tarnish my image, bro. Like I said, you need help. You can't just try to come out to the internet and tarnish my name. It's not gonna work because I will always have a counter. So don't try that shit. Just own up to what you did and move forward, okay? Stop trying to play victim. I'm the victim of the situation. I got cheated on. And this is what happens with a lot of males in this generation. The girls always try to manipulate the fucking internet, manipulate the world, have a sad face and play victim and play the SA card and make false allegations. But no, bruh. That shit is fucking dead, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and allow that to happen no more, bro. People who make false allegations need to get arrested, bro. So like I said, I will be taking this to court. And if she ends up making more shit, I will respond if I have to. But like I said, she's lying about everything and she's sick in the head. Thank you to everyone who's been reaching out and supporting me so far, bro. I really appreciate your support. But I'm sick, bro. I'm sick to my stomach.
I study rap
Aholics
for a living.